Alright, so it's Monday, so you know what that means. Time for another episode of The Strain. And this new episode was actually really, really good as opposed to last week's episode that kind of meandered and didn't really do anything. This episode picks up where the last one left off, with them killing the fully turned pilot, and they autopsy his body to basically, if you've read the books, they kind of explain the biology of the vampire way more, whereas this, it's sort of an exposition dump. What the autopsy is basically them explaining what they speculate how the vampire system works, like how they don't have any genitalia anymore, how where they piss and shit out of has turned into one part of their body, how the stinger basically grew on them and they grew all new organs for the stinger, how they lost all of their old organs, and how they have a new circulatory system just for the blood. The rest of the episode's storylines focused more on one of the passengers who's quickly turning into a vampire. This passenger isn't the Gabe the rock star, but the father of the two kids and his wife. I didn't mind his story, but the only problem with it is that I really don't like his wife at all. She is the most timid, manipulative, but somehow really stupid character I've ever seen on a TV show. She was like that in the book, but not as bad. So I'm really hoping she dies in the next episode. I know it's only a matter of time because that's what happened in the book. I'm kind of expecting them to follow the main plot up until I'm hoping the second book or the third book for sure. But it wasn't that bad. The other story had to do with Gus and shit he did. I really don't care for Gus's storylines at all, so I really don't even I wasn't really paying attention. The only good parts of Gus's storyline was that we got to see a little bit more about the relationship that he had with his mother and how his brother might be the clean one to the family. It's really Gus that cares for the family the most, whereas the other guy is like this thieving drug user, like just asshole. And Gus uses the misinterpretations that people have towards him as a way of helping out his family. He also returned this clock that his brother stole to Abraham, which, I don't know, it was an interesting scene because they met, but they didn't really like exchange more than like one or two words. And we finally saw Abraham in the episode a little bit more than usual. The end of this episode is basically him showing up, saving F and Nora from two vampires, which was fucking awesome. For an old man, he can kick ass with his fucking silver cane sword, just chopping off their heads. It is fucking awesome. The only really downside of this episode is they changed Nora's character a lot. I don't remember it from the book exactly, but I don't think she was so hesitant to kill people. I get her standpoint that we're CDC, we're not supposed to be killing infected people, but that's if they have fucking Ebola or swine flu. This is fucking something different, where their bodies are completely taken over. They turn to a savage animal. Even the stupidest person can clearly see that there's no humanity left in these creatures. At least no humanity of what was left of them. They develop a new sort of humanity, as you see later on in the books. And the episode ends with her saying, "I don't want to be a part of this anymore," and Abraham saying to F, "We need to get the gasoline and burn these bodies." But yeah, if the series keeps up at this pace, that each new episode now would be them getting closer to the truth of how the outbreak started, or having the characters run into these vampires and then eventually join up with Abraham and F. That would be really cool, because that's basically what the book was. So I'm really anxious to see what the next episode is. And the other storyline in this that was kind of interesting was when they were doing the autopsy, you had another few character moments with Jim Kent. How he basically said, look, I didn't know what I was transporting. I didn't know that there is a fucking vampire in the fucking box that has a fucking stinger and pissing shits at the same time. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, they knew everything about me. They were blackmailing me. Like, my wife is dying. Have pity on me. F just punches him in the face and tells him to go fuck himself. So I'm hoping he's in the next few episodes. I'm hoping they actually don't kill him off, because he's played by Sheen Austin from Lord of the Rings, and it's kind of cool seeing him in a not overly pussy role. Like, it'll hopefully they keep him around a little bit longer, because it would be cool to see him come into his own as a character in the show, because he's already starting to grow a little bit more as a character from the first episode, where he was just like the sidekick guy who betrays them and stuff. But I will see you next next Monday for sure with another Strain review. And if things go well, there probably will be a TMNT review up on the site before too long. See you next time.